how to cultivate your mindset into success. And also, I am going to try to use those three key words: cultivate, mindset, and success, in a conjunction where we can actually execute it. But at the end, we will still see yourself being successful. We also look at success in a different angle, or from a different perspective that a lot of people are looking at it, because success to a lot of people is the accumulation of wealth, assets, collaterals, and all of those stuff. But sometimes it's something smaller than that can lead up to that. That's all.
Wow. Wow. Now you can tell that we have amazing speakers here. So what's your excuse? You see, you've been surrounded by greatness. So at the moment, can you please put in the chat box where you're watching us from? And if you're going to have any questions for any of the speakers, please put in the chat box so that the speakers at the end of their presentations, they can always respond to your questions. So our first speaker for today is going to be Michael Bridgman. Michael Bridgman specializes in motivational and inspiring presentations that are meant to improve people's mindset and skills, all while igniting them to take greater challenges and achieve more. Michael is a serial entrepreneur who believes in helping others unblock their best selves. He comes from the beautiful city of Vancouver in BC, Canada, and over the last 5 years, he has gone from trapped business owner to free entrepreneur. So kings and queens, help me to welcome Michael Bridgman.
Good morning, everybody. All right. I am super duper excited to be here, Nampa Milelo. This is going to be a ton of fun. So I'm just going to put my timer on here, you guys, so I don't go crazy overboard. So if I start to go too long or speak too much or drive you at all crazy, just throw tomatoes at me. I have my first career was as a professional actor, so I'm very used to people throwing rotting fruit and vegetables at me on the stage. No, I'm kidding. So ladies and gentlemen, let's talk today about the idea that you and I are both the sculptor and the clay in our lives, that you and I are always in a process of being a work in progress, right? But before we dive into that, I want to play a little game. So even with the speakers that are here with me right now, by a show of hands, who's willing to play a little game with me as we get started? You guys all willing to play a little game? The people at home can play with us too? Okay. So first things first, what I want to do is we're going to do a little bit of hokey pokey. Okay. You ready for this? So who has a dream? Who has an incredible vision for what they want in the future? Raise your right hand. This is something you want. This is something you crave. You are going to go after this thing. Okay, perfect. Now put that hand forward. Do a little hokey pokey, shake the camera. There you go. See, you look ridiculous, but you're looking ridiculous with me. So perfect. Okay. So who has accomplished something in the past? Dolly, Carl, Carlene, Jerome, have you guys accomplished something in the past? Raise your left hand. If you've accomplished something in the past you're proud of, you've got some history, boom. Okay, drink it in the middle, shake it all about. Shake it all about. There you go. Okay. So all my dreamers in the house, raise your right hand. Dreamers. Raise your dreamers. Perfect. Okay, good. Put that forwards. Leave it there. Good. All my doers, those who have done something amazing, put your hand up. Put it forwards. So now you should have two hands at your camera. And if you're watching this on the bus, you look ridiculous. Okay, perfect. So you are there. Now turn your hands around and give them a shake. Oh, yes. See, you already met somebody amazing this morning. Current you meet future you, right? Current you meet future you. There you go. So you've already done something fabulous. You've met somebody amazing this morning. And Nampamel, that's it. I'm out. Cool. See you later. I'm kidding. This is the fact that, guys, we are always a work in progress, aren't we? See, I was really stuck in my business. So my family, I own several businesses now, but at the time I was a co-owner of a family-based business. And I had grinded away. You guys ever get that moment where you are grinding so hard at something, you're committed for so long that you actually get to the point where you feel like one of those sponges you've been washing your car with for 10 years? You know what I mean? It's the same foam sponge you've been washing your car with, and you wring that sucker out and there is basically nothing left. You guys ever feel that way? Right? That you're at the point of not just exhaustion, but you're also creatively just burnt. Like there's very little left. And it was a February, which means, and I'm from Vancouver, which means it was raining. So it was a February and it was raining hard. Let me tell you, the rain was hitting the window. I could hear it. It was hard. And I'm sitting in my office and I had got the paperwork back from our accountant and I looked at our numbers and they were what I would call sobering. They were a disaster. In let's say about 7 years or so that I was running my family's company, I had doubled its revenue. And we're not talking a huge company, guys, but we gone from about $300,000 to $700,000 in revenue. Nothing crazy, but nothing to shack at. And I looked down at how much profit we'd made, and I was disgusted. Now, at the time, this was a Thursday. Friday was payday. I was minus $28,000 in our business checking account. I was $18,000 into a $20,000 MasterCard limit on my credit card, and I owed $3,000 to American Express. And honestly, you guys, I couldn't figure out how to get out of the situation I was in. I couldn't figure it. I had exhausted every idea. I'd worked hard. I'd worked 60 to 80-hour work weeks for nearly 7.5 years. You guys ever feel this way? You get to the end, you're like, I don't know how to get out of this anymore. Everything that I had in my head, the only thing I knew how to do was deliver great customer service and work my butt off. And that wasn't enough. I looked down at that profit margin and it told me everything about why I was so stuck. $700,000 in business, $2,000 in profit. That's it. $2,000. It was going to take me my lifetime to get out of that debt. And I was done. I was so tired and I was so exhausted, you guys, that I started to weep in my own office, in the office I'm sitting in right now. I just started to cry. I had nothing left. You ever been so exhausted and so tired? I'm a parent too, so I know what this feels like to feel so exhausted and so tired that there's nothing left, and I didn't know what to do. And my mom came in and she looked at me. She said, "What's going on?" I showed her the numbers, and she looked at me and she said, "We will figure this out. We will find a way. We always have." She doesn't know how empowering those words were. But we did. Within a short period of time, I found the right people. I knew that what I knew wasn't enough, so I sought more. You ever feel that position, you guys? You know that what you know just isn't enough, but you need the next level. You need the next set of skills. You need that next person in your life. You need that mentor, that guide, that educator, that work that needs to happen. You may not know what you need to know, and that's okay because you are an unfinished product. Answer me right now. You may be amazing today. You may be a genius today. You are probably incredible today. Put a BAMO in the chat box right now. Put a BAMO in the comment section. BAMMO. That's a little thing between my son and I. We go BAMO. But put a BAMO in the chat box if right now you know that you have great things that you want to accomplish and that you are an amazing individual. If you are incredible, put a BAMO in the chat box or raise your hand. Are you an incredible person? Yes, right? Yes, you are. You wouldn't be listening to this if you were not. But here's the thing. Are you done yet? Dolly, are you done? Is this it? Are you done? Jerome, are you done? Are you done right now? Is that it? Are you over? Like, are you finished? Absolutely not. Carl, Nampamilelo, Carlene, are you guys done? Are you finished? Hell no, right? Absolutely not. You are not done yet. You are just getting started on what is an incredible mountain to climb. And that's what I mean. You are both the sculptor and the clay. The great Michelangelo, he has this quote, and I absolutely love it. He says, "The statue of David was already inside the marble." It was already there. Your masterpiece, Carl, is already right inside your chest, my friend. It is right there. It is right inside that marble. And Michelangelo said, my job was simply to keep carving until I could reveal him. Oh, I love that one, right? That gives me goosebumps every time I share it. Because here's the fact. You are not done yet. You are both the sculptor and the clay. I was in a live seminar, like an actual physical seminar. These are live, but I was in a physical seminar, which is, I mean, do we even have those anymore, right? But I was in a physical seminar in a room, and there was this guy doing a presentation, and this picture flashed across his big, huge screen, and it hit me like a truck. You guys ever have one of those moments in time that like freezes for you? And it's like, wham, there was a paradigm shift. Something cracked right inside my mind, and everything got reframed, right? Everything got reframed. And it was one of those moments. So it's this picture, and hopefully I find this statue live someday. I promise I will. And it's this man, and he's coming up out of a piece of rock, and he's got chisel in one hand, hammer in the other, and he's carving out, he's hammering out his own thigh out of the rock. He's this marble man coming up out of the stone, and he's carving out his own thigh. And I looked at this, and I said, oh, that's it. That's what I've been missing. I keep thinking that someone else is going to show up and start chiseling me out of the stone. And that ain't going to happen, my friends. It's not going to happen that way. Right? It's never going to work. You are your own destiny. You are the sculptor of your own masterpiece. It is you who must stand up, grab the chisel, grab the hammer, and you got to start chiseling out what it is that you want to become, because you've all admitted you are not done yet. The climb that you are on is a tremendous one. The art that you want to become is a profound one. So you've got to be both the sculptor and the clay. And when I made this realization, everything started to shift for me. And now I apply it over and over again. Can you think about your life right now and go, wow, I've been stuck. I carved out this version of me 10 years ago and I've stayed exactly where I am today. Or I carved it out 5 years ago and I've stayed exactly where I am. Progress is a part of the human spirit. It's a part of what we want. It's a part of our addiction as human beings, is to stay in progress all the time. And part of that progress is understanding that, Dolly, you are a beautiful, incredible human being, and yet you ain't done. You got more you want to get accomplished. And if we shrink ourselves down to fit into the framework of what other people believe is possible, then we fracture God's given gift to us, which is an infinite possibility. We've got to embrace the fact that we are evolving, morphing, incredible human beings, and that as we grow and as we take that next step, we are in control of that progress. Whether you say yes or whether you say no, you are still making a choice, my friend. To say yes or to say no is still a choice. And if you are on that journey, if you are ready to progress, then you are in the exact right place at the exact right time to take command and control of the chisel in your one hand and the hammer in your other, and to start forging out what you want to be. And that requires one last thing I want to share, Nampamelo. One last thing: clarity. Spend some time, my friends, getting to know who you want to become. Because I'll tell you right now, as a former actor in my life, I hate the term fake it till you make it. That term pisses me off. That term drives me crazy. I do not believe we should ever fake anything in life. But you know what I do believe? Is you got to be it till you are it. You got to be it till you are it. You've got to wake up every day committing to the version of you that is that half a stride ahead of where you are, because you know where you're going, and you got to be that thing until you wake up one day. Suddenly, Carlene, you wake up and you look at yourself and you go, holy cow, I am that thing. I've been carving away at this marble for a decade, and I wake up and I look in the mirror and I am that masterpiece. And now what else have I got? That's what we got to commit to. We are in a steady pursuit of our greatness and our best self. We are always in pursuit of being both the master and the masterpiece, the sculptor and the clay, the art and the artist. And if you embrace that idea, my friends, you are absolutely limitless.
That was powerful. That was powerful. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you. Thank you
No
so
problem.
much for sharing why the human brain isn't hardwired for achievement. That was so profound. And you also mentioned the habits that shatter the glass ceiling. Wow. Thank you, Michael. Now I know
You're very welcome.
I know how to be both the artist and the masterpiece. Let's just give Michael a random applause, guys. That was so amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yes, so our next speaker, it's going to be Colleen Dennis. Colleen Dennis, she is an independent certified John Maxwell coach. She's also a speaker and a leadership trainer. She is passionate about adding value to the lives of others and helping others to identify their life's desires and purpose, and working with them to have those desires realized. With a strong background in ministry and leadership, Colleen seeks to assist in the training and development of ministry leaders to fulfill their ministry and kingdom vision through tailored workshops, seminars, and training. Ms. Dennis is the co-CEO of 3Ks Consulting LLC, which is a leadership and personal development company which offers workshops, mastermind groups, and training for small businesses and public schools. She is also a certified Youth Max Plus facilitator who inspires and equips young people to value themselves and others by developing and maintaining a positive self-image, showing compassionate to others, persevering during adversity, and creating a daily routine of successful attitude and behaviors in New York City schools. She is also a keynote speaker who lives to motivate and inspires others to live lives of fulfillment, joy, and happiness derived from being a service to others. So, kings and queens, help me to welcome Colleen Dennis.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. It is such an honor and a privilege to be here this morning. And Michael, you were amazing. I must say, I wanted to go for a jog and try to just switch certain things around in my own life. But this morning, I don't know who you all are there this morning, and you might have been through the ringer. Life must have thrown everything at you and the kitchen sink. You don't seem to know where or how you're going to make things happen. And I want to say to you this morning that you're somebody. You might feel like a nobody, but nobody is a nobody. Everybody is somebody. You may have heard that you're a failure. You are not a failure. Life was giving you beautiful gifts that you just haven't yet learned how to tap into, to switch into that which you want. I know life is hard. I know sometimes you start on a path and you think that, hey, I'm going to be a nurse, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be married, but life happens. And nothing ever works out the way you want it to. But I know you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you just don't know how to dig yourself out of the hole that you're in. And you look around you and you see everybody on social media. You hear about influencers, you hear about leaders. Everybody else seems to be having a happy life, a great life other than you. Everybody has a success story. This is what I have to say to you. Don't believe the con. There were failures too. They made mistakes too. All you see now is what they want you to see. They want to show you the rosy picture. But beneath it, there was failure, there was challenge, and there was hard times. So where you are right now is somewhere we have been in our lives several times over. I'm still trying to figure it out while I'm speaking to you. Let's just be honest here for a moment. None of us have it all together. But let me tell you something. The way you become a success is through self-leadership. If you can't lead yourself in basic daily routines, you're not going to make it. So first and foremost, you need to change your mindset. Change your view of yourself. See, people's perception of you doesn't matter. What you think of you matters because you are listening. And if you are saying to yourself that you're a failure, if you're saying to yourself you can't get it together, well, then you won't. You first have to see yourself where you want to be and how you want to be before you become it. If you can't see yourself being a CEO in your mind's eye, you're not going to do it. If you can't see yourself driving that car, being in that house that you want to purchase one day, it's not going to happen. You must create a vision for yourself. And you need to write that vision down. What do I want? Where do I see myself in the next 5 to 10 years? Write the vision, make it plain. It's really important that you do. Then you start taking steps towards it. It does not happen overnight. You have to take the steps towards it. But the first step is your mindset. I want this. I want it. What is my why? Why do I want it? Your why is your motivating factor that will keep you motivated. I want it because my children, I want to leave a legacy for my children. I want it because my mother didn't have it. I want it because I want better. Why do you want it? Because unless you know your why, you're not gonna make it happen. The why keeps you going. And if you're a mother, a single parent, a single father today struggling, your children might be your why. Why do you want to work hard to give them a better life? It's no longer about you. It's about giving them something better. What is your why? Yes, you want to start a business. Why do you want to start the business? Why do you want to start the 501c3 non-for-profit organization? Why do you want to do it? Because the moment you discover your why and you start working at your why passionately, you will realize that it's not about you, it's about your why. Because people are waiting on you to activate your why so that you could bring them to their why. See, as small as you may think you are, as insignificant as you think you are an influencer. I find it amazing that we have taken the title of influencer to a small group of people who has a large social media following. No, that's the people you see. You're an influencer because you are influencing people that you meet on a daily basis. You are influencing your family, your co-workers through your words and your actions every day. And your influence has a ripple effect. So you need to put your chin up because people are watching you. They're learning from you and they're studying you. You're a teacher. Every single day, you're teaching something. What are you teaching? You need to understand that you have to see yourself in those roles, and that is self-leadership. You're a leader. We have a false notion that to be a leader, you must be in a position at work with a staff. No. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. If you're influencing and you're teaching, you're a leader. And you need to understand that you are a leader and you need to start leading your life. You can't run a Fortune 500 company. You can't have your own business unless you see yourself as a leader. I'm the one who's in charge of me. And you might go like, well, I'm trusting God for, God gave you everything that you need to become a success inside of you. And nothing is new under the sun. There is an idea that you've been sleeping on. Something has been nudging you. You are a solution to a problem in the world. But I need you to understand that to solve that problem, you need to shift your mindset. See yourself as solving the problem. People are waiting on you. Your family is depending on you. You have the idea. Write it down. Take steps towards it. It's going to be hard. Trust me, it is going to be hard. And there are two words that I do not like called grinding and hustling. I don't like the words, but quote unquote, that's what it is. You've got to work the plan for you. You've got to make it happen. You've got to chase your dreams. And you have to be prepared to fail. Yes, be prepared to fail. But you're not really failing because you failing at it does not make you a failure. When you fail, you're learning valuable lessons as to how not to do it again. I often tell people I love the story of the light bulb. It took 99 tries for the light bulb in our house to work. Can you imagine trying to create something 99 times and every time it did not work? But He kept on trying. And on the 99th time, we have a light bulb that works. And in every household, there is a light bulb that works because he took the time to try again, learning over and over and over from his failures to make it happen. He didn't see it as a failure. He saw what not to do. See, we talk about Oprah Winfrey all the time and we see the success. But do you know Oprah's story? Do you know Michael Jordan's story? Do you know Michael Jordan wanted to be a baseball player? They told him, no, you cannot even be an athlete. But he did not take what they said to him. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her job on television. She was told, you will never be on TV. Girlfriend owns a television network. Come on. I know you've heard it several times that you can't because you don't look right, you don't sound right, you don't have the money, you don't have the privilege. Well, honey, let me tell you something. If you buy into those lies, you're doing yourself a disservice because God has plans for your life. You have a plan for your life, but you have it all up here. It would be wonderful if you took that plan from up here and you write it on paper. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Then create a roadmap for yourself. How do I get there? And don't say to yourself, you're too old. You're never too old. Write that book. Go back to school. Start that business. Whatever it is that you desire, do it. Now, caution. Naysayers, they're going to come around you. Who do you think you are? Girl, you're too old to do that. Oh, come on, guys. You can't do it. They are going to tell you that you can't do it. You're going to feel like, I'm too old for this. I don't have what it takes. Naysayers, you have to learn to tune out the noise because that's all it is, noise. You have to learn to tune out the noise from all the people who tell you that you can't. You need to most probably get out of that circle totally and get yourself into a circle with like-minded people. People who want to go places, people who want to learn and grow. And you're going to hear, you've changed. And yeah, say, yeah, I've changed. I've changed for the better. I've changed and realized that I'm going nowhere quick hanging out with you. Now it's my turn. It's time for you to put the oxygen mask on yourself. See, we take a plane and we hear the stewardess say, oh, in case of an emergency, please put the oxygen, and we're listening and we ignore it. But do you know that if you don't have your oxygen mask on, you can't save anybody? You've got to look after you, number one. Follow your dreams. See, my story is I was a career woman and I gave up my life to be a stay-at-home mom for 12 years. In fact, my oldest is now in college. My baby will be 14. And I have been a stay-at-home mom. Was supposed to be just for a short time, 16 years, and I'm still a stay-at-home mom. Then I realized, oh my God, the kids are gonna grow up. What about me? What about my life? What about my future? What about my dreams? When they leave home, what's gonna happen to me? Then I realized that my dreams are yet to be fulfilled because I made a commitment a long time ago that I want to die empty. I am not going to die not having done the things that God had put me on this earth to do. So, little by little, while the kids were sleeping, I was on the computer doing research. What is it I was passionate about? What do I want to do? I listened to what people told me that I was good at. I spent some time with me, got to know me. And before I knew it, this stay-at-home mom, who was a dance mom, a sports mom, a soccer mom, you named it, I was doing it. Started her own business. Now I have two. And I'll tell you something, nothing is more gratifying to know that you've taken an idea that was up here and you see it manifest in the natural. And you're actually helping people now to make their dreams come true. You are somebody. You are valued. You are loved. You've got what it takes. You do. Turn off the switch that says you don't. You have what it takes. And education? What education? Silicon Valley people aren't educated and they're making a success. They're taking the things that they love. They do not have 5 degrees. They do not have doctorates. They're just taking their passion and turning it into their purpose. And if you're so worried about the fact that you may not be educated, well, then go back to school. There's no stopping you. Hey, people at 85 years old are graduating from high school every day, from what I see. Nothing is stopping you. Go after what you want. Avail yourself to you, to that dream. Set yourself free. You're the only one holding you hostage. Not the amount of money in the bank, not what people say, not your skin color, not your socioeconomic class. You're the only one holding yourself back. And it's time to set yourself free because the world is waiting for you to be great. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Let's give Colleen a random applause. That was so amazing. Thank you so much, Colleen, for sharing such a powerful message. Thank you so much for. What I took from this is that put on the oxygen mask before you help others. So I'll apply that in my life too. Thank you so much for sharing with us to live lives of fulfillment.
For me, yes.
Yeah, enjoy and happiness by being service to others. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you. So our next speaker is going to be Carl Davidson. He's in the Netherlands. Growing up, Carl did what his parents and society told him to do. He went to school, he got good grades, and then went to college. He achieved a degree in electrical engineering and got a safe, secure job. He did all this by the age of 20. So fast forward 4 years, he felt like he was stuck not in his job, which had flown him across the world to places such as Japan, United States, Taiwan, and China, and the Netherlands. But he was stuck in his own personal life. He was getting paid well. Spending was his middle name. Wow. Until one day he met a person online. She introduced him to 2 books to listen to. When he was on a job assignment in Japan, little did he know that these books will open up doors for him to a whole new world that he knew it existed but didn't fully know how. So one of these books was so powerful. It stopped him dead in his tracks when he was crossing a street in a suburb in Japan. The other book was a personal financial book that has educated him on money and wealth. During his travels, he picked up a thing or two from different people he met and the cultures that he was involved in. One of the things that he picked was a Chinese proverb that says, if someone gives you something and you benefit from it, you have a moral obligation to share it with others. So we have a moral obligation to share with others whatsoever is being shared to us. So here in his speech, you will learn what Carl has learned that has transformed him, not only in his own mindset, but many others who had read his book. So kings and queens, help me to welcome Carl Davidson.
Hey everyone, I'm just going to start the timer here so I know I don't want to go over it. Listen, thank you so much for that introduction. That was absolutely incredible. I'm blessed and honored to be a part of this. This is absolutely incredible. So thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Today, folks, I'm going to give you 5 tips, right, on how to cultivate your own mind for success, to help you break through those glass ceilings, to help you understand yourself, to help you become aware, and to help you rise to greater heights. So number 1, T stands for time. Folks, I want to share with you something absolutely epic, right? And some of you that are watching this, it's going to hurt, because some of you are closer to your death than you are your birth. Some of you are closer to your death than you are your birth. A lot of people have used COVID as an excuse to not start what they wanted to start. And other people have used COVID as their reason to start what they want to start what they wanted for years and years, the dreams that they had. Now, I'm going to give you one tip about time. Your smartphone is a smartphone. It's not a dumb phone. It's a smartphone, right? In there, it has reminders and settings, and it can tell you how long you've been on certain social media apps like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that. A lot of you people are wasting time. This is not a dress rehearsal, folks. You've got one life. You've got one life. This is not a dress rehearsal. You've got one shot at this. And you don't want to be on your deathbed regretting the things that you did not do. Number 2, energy. Folks, I've got a background in electrical engineering, and I've learned a thing or two about energy and laws and physics and mathematics and stuff like that. And you know what? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. For everything that you do, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So what are you consuming? What are you taking in? And I'm not talking about listening to phenomenal speakers here like Michael, Caroline, Carone, Delapo, Nampumamelo. Oh my God, what a beautiful name, by the way. What a beautiful name. I had to Google your name, and it was absolutely incredible. The mother of success, the mother of freedom. Wow. So the energy that you are consuming, who are you listening to? And I'm not talking about, you know, that negative Nancy in your life, that negative auntie or uncle or whatever. I'm talking about the speakers, the motivational speakers, the financial speakers. I'm talking about the artists that you're listening to. What lyrics are you listening to? See, energy is energy in, energy out. What are you eating? What are you consuming in your one body that you have? One body. You got to treat that right. You got to treat that body like a temple. I've been to many mosques. I've been to many temples. I've been to many churches. And you know what? One thing I've learned about them, they're all clean. There is no rubbish in them. So don't feed the body that you have. Look after it. It has to do you for your whole life, right? Number 3, and not the tree that grows in the ground. Number 3, the number, right? Work. You know, we talked about here the hustle mind. So many people get consumed about this hustle and grind, and you know what, they need a financial education class. And I'm going to talk a little bit about financial education, because that personal development, that personal financial book that I listened to, one of my mentors, Robert Kiyosaki, completely changed my mind. Michael talked there about a paradigm shift. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Michael's reaching for it. Yeah, there we go. You know what? It completely and utterly changed my mindset when it came to finances. You see, I grew up on the left side of the quadrant. He talks about the cash flow quadrant. I grew up on the left side. I was programmed to be an employee. I was programmed to get a good, safe, secure job. But it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I knew there was business in me. I got married twice. I got married to my wife, Brona, and I got married to business, the 2 B's. But on the right side is the business owners and the investors. And they work really, really, really hard at working really, really, really smart. See, so many people, they want to put in the hustle, they want to put in the grind, and then they just get burnt out. what you got to do is you got to automate what you can. You got to eliminate what you can. And you got to delegate what you can as well. You know, and be open to opportunities. The minute you step into that entrepreneurship being, you got to be open to entrepreneurship. You got to be open to opportunities. Conor McGregor says it's a beautiful feeling when preparation meets opportunity. And my God, is he right? It's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. Number 4, and I hope you are writing these down. I was taking a lot of notes there from these speakers. They were absolutely incredible. Oh my God. Testing / team. Testing. You see, folks, I didn't speak until I was 3 years of age. You know, my mother was worried. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe Carl's not speaking. He's 3. My grandmother, she knew, wise old woman, she knew Carl can hear the grass grow. Don't worry about him. Now I've been speaking for nearly 27 years. It's amazing, right? Test things out. You got to try new things. You don't know where your genius is. It's somewhere in there, buried amongst all this stuff that you've consumed all throughout your children's life, all throughout your adolescent, all throughout your adult life. You got to unlock your genius. You got to share, you got to do different things. You got to share different experiences with people, right? I can't dance, folks. I cannot dance for the life of me. Oh my God, I cannot dance, right? But my wife, Brona, she loves a challenge, right? So for our wedding day, right, you know, you got to get married, right? And you got to get married and you got to have a dance, right? And you have to have a good dance, right? So she incorporated 4 different dances into our wedding dance: the cha-cha, the salsa, the foxtrot, and the waltz. And my God, the dance was absolutely perfect. I didn't have 2 left feet. I had a left foot and a right foot. The cha-cha was there. It was absolutely incredible. But you got to test things out. You got to try different things. You got to be open-minded and try different things, right? When you try different things, you start building up a team. You start getting new friends. You start getting different people in your life that will give you a different perspective on life. See, so many people have this tunnel vision. They're like the horse, you know, with the blinkers on the side. You got to be open. You got to look around. When you gather a team up, and a team can be anyone. A team can be your barber. I just got my haircut. A team can be your barber. A team can be your lawyer, your solicitor, your accountant, your financial coach, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, your professional speaking coach, Mr. the one and only Les Brown, absolutely phenomenal. You gotta generate your team, a life team. Why? Because it will help you get through the struggles of life. Recently, I saw a sign on a church and I saw a sign on a graveyard, and I never knew what to understand. I never understood it. It said IHS, and I was like, what is that? What is that? I had to Google it. I have suffered. That's what it means. I have suffered. And you know what? You will suffer. The great Jim Rohn says you will suffer 2 pains in life, the pain of regret or the pain of discipline. It's your choice every single morning that you wake up. And the 5th and last point, events. Folks, wow. I know 2020 has been a crazy year for physical, human interaction, hugging, happy clapping events that I love. I remember my first event I went to, I was 24, 5 years of age. And I was in a room and an arena with 4,500 people. The energy was electric. Oh my God, it was incredible. I spent 3 years in college. I learned more in 3 days at that event that I did in college. Someone asked me, what did you learn? I said, I have no idea. My content, the content that I consumed expanded my context. Events are key. Why? Because you surround yourself with high vibe people, high vibe thinkers. I dare you to go to a black tie event. I dare you. Check it out. And you know what, folks? You get a different perspective when you start listening to people. Be a student always. Be a teacher sometimes, but be a student always. Take notes. Enjoy it. And listen, Nampumelelo, I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been absolutely incredible. And once we finish this call, this live on YouTube, I'm going to make sure that I donate to your foundation. I think it's a fantastic, fantastic foundation. And I encourage everyone that's watching this to donate as well. Listen, my name has been Carl. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was amazing. That was amazing, Carl. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we already know the mindset for success, that it covers time, energy, work, testing, and team, and also events. That was absolutely, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Carl. And if you have any questions to our viewers on YouTube, if you have any questions for any of the speakers that have already spoken, please put it in the chat box and then we'll attend to your questions at the end of our presentation. So our next speaker is gonna be Dolly Dixon. Dolly Dixon, she's a member of human resource professional in Toronto, and she's also an empowerment speaker and also a writer. She currently works for an insurance company as a benefit administrative specialist. She also specializes in resume and cover letter writing for job applicants. Outside of work, she loves spending time with her family and loved ones, and also taking some personal development courses. She also believes in the quote by Zig Ziglar that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great. Self-empowerment and maintaining a positive mindset keeps her going, and she does that by watching motivational videos, reading self-improvement books, and surrounding herself with positive people. So kings and queens, help me to welcome Dolly Dixon.
Hello, everyone again. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to be here. And the last three speakers that have gone before me, you guys are amazing. It's like you are speaking to my heart. You are speaking to my soul, honestly. Michael, you said something about work in progress. Yes, we never stop learning. Nothing is perfect in this world. And I love your engagements. Like you just keep so engaged with the hands moving and with everything is amazing. Is amazing. And that shows how talented you are in terms of axes and everything else. And Colleen, oh my gosh, you were speaking to me. You were speaking to me. You're saying something about self-leadership and creating a vision for yourself. I mean, yes, like how can you lead other people when you cannot take control of your life? And yes, we are work in progress, and we don't have to go for a formal education to make it. Our journey is different in life. And yes, I believe that. And Kyle, oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Great job. I was literally taking notes throughout the time in terms of your 5 points, time, events, energy, and so on and so forth. It's something that I can always use in my life. We are always work in progress, like Michael said. Now, in order to bring this forward, I know Kai said about something about cultivating your mind for success. So I'm just going to add a little bit about that as well. And I will be touching on 3 points: starting your day strong, surrounding yourself with great people, positive people. And the third one will be investing in yourself. I'm going to touch on the first one. I want to ask you, what is it that you do every morning that literally sets the tone for the day? Is it watching motivational videos? Is it reading books? Is it reading the Bible? Is it, what do you do? Is it watching funny videos? Believe it or not, for me, I believe that it doesn't matter what you do, but as long as it resonates with you positively. For me, we don't have to be perfect to make it, really, but we have to make sure that we are continuously working on ourselves. For example, for me, before my husband and my daughter wakes up in the morning, I try to wake up as early as 4:35-ish most of the time. And the first thing I do is write 5 to 10 things I'm grateful about, because that way it just keeps my energy up in the air. And also to thank God for everything he has done, because it's not by my liking the fact that I am on this earth today. It's not, it doesn't matter what you believe in, God, creator, universe, whatever. But for me, I just like to thank God for the fact that it gives me another opportunity to see today, for me to accomplish my dreams, for me to keep going, for me to just going to achieve my goals. And after that, I read on daily affirmation, something positive that just keeps me going. Like, for example, I am loved, I am abundant, I am wealthy, I am me, I am confident. I just love that. Even if you don't have it in you, but you keep claiming all this positivity in you, come on, you won't know because you are setting your mind up for success. If you say, okay, I'm going to, you have this goal, you have it, like Kalim said, you have it in your head, you don't write it down, you don't talk it, you don't walk it. And what are you telling me? Girl, I am confident. That is it. You claim it to yourself. You are confident. You have everything to make it. You have it in you. You have greatness in you. You don't have anybody to validate you. You don't need that. I mean, yes, it's nice to have that, but you have to believe in yourself first. So you have to set the tone for the day. You have to set it strong so that you can move, you can keep on going, keep on the strength. And I will tell you this, it's not every time you are positive. Sometimes many things happen in our life, things that we don't expect. Maybe someone got sick. Okay, come to think about it, pandemic. Who would ever thought that coronavirus will ever like have this much effect in our lives? That some people will get laid off from work, that there will be poverty, there will be all bunch of things, you name it. It doesn't have to be coronavirus, but everyone is being affected at this time. So you gotta keep it going. But for me, I would say true faith, true discipline, and true perseverance, that keeps me going every day, knowing that I know that I'm not where I'm supposed to be today, but I'm grateful, but I'm not done yet. Like Michael said, you are work in progress. I am work in progress. And I would never stop till I reach my goal, till I reach my dreams. And I don't have to be that wealthy to know where I am in life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be, but I gotta believe in myself. I gotta know that I have what it takes in me to make it. I don't need your opinion. I don't need the naysayer telling me rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
I tune it out, baby. That's how I roll. I do. I may not say much, but I have so much greatness in me, and you have so much greatness in you. I don't care about what's in social media now. It's even crazy. When you see things on social media like, oh my gosh, 130 followers. Oh God, I'm such a social influencer. Oh, please. Are you? Like, come to think about it, when you look at yourself, all these influencers, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything wrong or something, but let's look at ourselves. Are you true to yourself though? Like, you just put it out there, but are you true to yourself? So it's just one of the things, but please be positive. Keep on going, keep on striving. You got this. You got this in you. And that will lead me to my second point, which is surrounding yourself with positive people. I know someone said it, I think it was Michael or Kyle as well, talked about surrounding like networking and stuff like that. Yes, you gotta surround yourself with positive people. I don't care how much strong or strength you got in you. Sometimes we all have a breaking point. We have it, we cannot do it all. That is why we have to surround ourselves with positive people, people who believe in us, people who see that greatness in us. We gotta surround ourselves with positive people. Well, for me, I always joke, but seriously, this is reality. We have the cheerleaders of our life. Think of it like people who believes in your dreams, who believe that you can make it, the silent supporters, the active supporters, your family and friends, your dad, your parents, your siblings, your friends, your well-wishers, even sometimes strangers that you don't even know. They are still hyping up for you. Then we have the listeners. The listeners are there for you. They're always there to listen when you want to share share a whole bunch of things. Your joy, your happiness, you name it. You know, I like this song and I'm gonna sing it. I'm not that good in singing, but I'm gonna sing it anyways. Sometimes in our life, we all have things, we will have sorrows, but if you are wise, we all know then. Always tomorrow, lean on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, 'cause it won't be long when I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You might just have a problem and you don't. Oh, okay, I just said it. Anyways, oh wow. Don't mind the tone. Just it is the message. That's what we're concentrating on right now. Okay. Yes, we all need someone to lean on. And also find a mentor, find a coach, someone who believes in you, someone who have been there, someone who have done that. And example of someone I know in my life, I have this person, my accounting teacher. His name is Mr. Larry Waju. He has been so much there for me, like forever. And that was like about 14 years ago. He has just been so there. He always tells me that, Dolly, you have greatness in you. Just make sure that everything you do in life, always put your best foot forward. Believe in your dreams, believe in yourself, have that confidence. Then I would just laugh. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but because I'm just a high school kid, like, but now I can literally like tell you, and when I look back then, it's there for me. Now it's starting to make sense because sometimes a older person that been there, done that, they see that greatness in you that you might not see for yourself. And they would advise you, but you might like, why is this? I don't need this and things, but then situations happen in your life and you got to think about it and be like, oh yes, this advice is now useful now. This empowerment is now useful now. Please, if you have all these great people in your life, please don't let them go. And if they need help too, be there for them. Be there for them. Sometimes some people like to talk about things that is wrong with them, and some doesn't. Some just like to keep it quiet and do whatever to get by. But either ways, please be there for them. Then I'm going to talk about my last point, which is invested in yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you something. Investing in yourself that you will never regret in your life, no matter what happens. Keep growing, work in progress, like Michael said. Keep growing, baby. Like, just keep growing. Like for me, it doesn't matter if it's soft skills, technical skills, even it could be as much as, oh, taking a course for, oh, how to be self-confident. It could be something like, oh, how to be more empathetic, managing stress, self-care. Oh, we all need self-care right now. We all need that. It could be something like, oh, taking a computer course. It just could be anything, but as long as it's resonate with you, just keep going. And also whatever you take, make sure that you spread it as well. Like you give it out. You give it to people that needs it. You share the love, you share the light, you share the positivity. Don't hold it to yourself. That's not why we're here on this earth. Don't hold it to yourself. Share the knowledge, share the skills. Even if there's no money in there for you, share it. Money would come. Money would come. We are all destined to be succeed, to succeed. Success. Oh God, I can't speak. But anyways, I will speak. We are destined to succeed, ladies and gentlemen. Please, no matter where you are, sometimes it's hard. It's hard to keep going. Sometimes you look at, and also please don't compare yourself to others. Oh, please. Don't compare yourself to others. You don't need that. The only person you should be comparing yourself is the person you are yesterday. You gotta believe in yourself. Keep believing in yourself. We have what it takes. Well, I will end with these quotes, and anyways, don't mind me, I'm just gonna read it out. So by Brad Gast, it says, no matter what happens, no matter how far you seem to be away from where you want to, never stop believing that you will somehow make it. The things you desire may not happen today, but they would happen. Continue to persist and persevere. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow friends, you got this. Don't quit on your dreams. It might not happen today, but it will eventually happen. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep growing. You got this. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Oh my goodness. That was powerful. That was powerful, Dolly. Wow, thank you so much for sharing the power of maintaining our positive attitude. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. You've mentioned that we'll have to start our days with a strong set tone to set a tone to the rest of the day. Wow. I just can't, like, I'm gonna go over this video over and over again. It's so amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Dolly. So our next speaker is going to be Kerom Leila. Kerom Leila is a 34-year-old gentleman married with 2 beautiful boys, and he resides in Toronto with his family. He's an entrepreneur who fired his boss and hired himself by starting his own detailing company 3 years ago with only 1 customer. Wow. Today, his successful business has over 600 customers and contracts. He's also a student doing a degree in business management and the motivational speaker who has been encouraging, inspiring, and motivating people to their final destination. So kings and queens, help me to welcome Kerom Leila.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. And first, I must comment on all of the speakers. You guys have set the bar for the other 2 speakers. And you know what? Even for me to even say anything now to the viewers right now, it wouldn't be even too much because you guys have said it all. You know, speakers speak, and that's what you guys have done. You guys have spoke, and the words that you guys have spoke resonate not only with the speakers, with the viewers who are listening, but with me. Okay. So I am going to cultivate your mindset for success. And I repeat, I am going to cultivate today your mindset for success. Yes, because success is our final destination that all of us want. So the word cultivate is an agricultural term, which means to grow and or prepare crops. Yes, it also means to improve, to develop, and to educate. Cultivation is food for our mindset. Yes, it is. It is the food for our mindset. For example, if we are doing farming without cultivating the soil, the crop will never grow. It will never reach its true potential. And that is the same thing with our mind. Our mind is a powerhouse. But to activate it, it needs cultivation. It needs nurturing. So the rhetorical question is, how do you cultivate your mindset for success today? Yes, how do you? In the chat box, you can put down, how can you cultivate your mindset for success? Take the time out to work on yourself, or take this time, which COVID-19 has given us, to stay home and to stay safe, which is good. But while doing that, use the time to educate, sophisticate, meditate, and relocate your mindset. And that's the only way you are going to see, feel, and taste success, my friends. That's the only way. Most people think success is just the accumulation of wealth, riches, collaterals, and assets. But for most part, it's not. Because if that was just success, most of us would miss out on it a lot. Most of us will miss that target. So success is also the accomplishment of one desire. Even if your desire is small as an atom that you cannot see, but once accomplished, then will equal to success. That will equal to success. Once that atom, that small particle desire accomplished, then you can see success. It starts from there. Allow me to share with you one of my many success stories, which is the least, but the one that I treasure the most and value the most. Okay, so in 2017, I started my detailing business in Ontario, Canada. So each time I would detail a car, I would search diligently for coins that may have fell under the seat, under the mats, or wherever it may be. I would gather those coins at the end of each month, and I will take them to the bank. Yes, I would take them to the bank to deposit those coins into an account, and I give that account a name. I call it little but talawa. It's a Jamaican term which means I may be small in numbers, but big in figures. But little would you know that at that moment, that little coin account have way more than what my wife and I have saved or have in accounts combined together. And I'm talking about thousands of dollars. I maybe don't want to put the exact figures, but it's just to show you. My first deposit, I deposited $125. You may be thinking to yourself, that's not a lot. And I'm saying the same thing too. But ask where is it now? Ask where is that $125 now? Ask what transformation it has become. So, ladies and gentlemen, if that was not a process of me cultivating my mindset, which brought me success, then what is? Please tell me, what is? Sometimes we only need a little to do a lot. And I repeat, we only need a little sometimes to do a lot, especially when you have the right mindset. The right mindset. Even though oftentimes we are doing a lot, still not getting anything done. Yes, we are doing a lot and still not getting anything because we didn't cultivate our mind in order for our action to become a success. We didn't. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you today, it doesn't matter where you are in life. Life is going to knock you. And I repeat, life is going to knock you with everything that it has. And it is going to depend on how hard you can take hit and keep moving. It is going to depend on how hard you can take hit and keep moving. We have seen COVID-19 now hit a lot of people. A lot of us, this is the hardest where we are going to get hit from COVID-19. Most of us have never experienced anything like this in history. And maybe most of us will never experience something like this again. But I can tell you this, for COVID-19 for me, in COVID-19, I have gained more success than my last 3 years in combined. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying that COVID? Because it is not just by choice or by chance or anything like that. No, it was a deliberate action from me with the approach that I took against COVID-19. I told myself I will not surrender and watch COVID-19 just slide past and continue to do its damage. I am going to tackle COVID-19 and I'm going to prepare to take hit, but keep moving. I am going to prepare to be resilient. I'm going to be prepared to just move. Ladies and gentlemen, life is like the season. We have the summer, the spring, the fall, and the winter. It's just like that. You're not going to expect all the time you're going to get summer. So expect the unexpected. Expect to get rain sometime. Expect to get flood. Expect to get storm. But within that storm, remember, in this COVID-19 storm, there is going to be a calm. At the end of every storm, there is a calm. And that's something that we all know. So I am asking you today, equip yourself with the necessities that you need. Cultivate your mindset, because your mindset is the blueprint of your success. It's just the blueprint. But without the action, without that manifestation through your practicalization, your blueprint can't come to reality. It will just stay there as a mindset. It is our action that actually transform our mindset into success, or maybe into failure. But we're talking about success today. So if we only think about it and program our mind to cultivate, then we can actually reach success. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, with COVID-19, I have met some wonderful people. As you can see, I'm on a live stream with 6 wonderful speakers. I have met Les Brown, and the list goes on. But tell you what, there's a quote that Les Brown said, and it's one of my favorite quotes. He said, "It is best to be prepared for an opportunity that does not present itself than to have that opportunity and you're not be prepared." And I repeat, it is better to be prepared for an opportunity that doesn't present itself, but to have that opportunity and you're not be prepared. Don't be last, my friend, in the race. This is a race, believe it or not. We are in a competitive world. If you go for an interview, the interviewer is not just looking for you alone for do the job. Out of 10 interviewees, he only maybe select one of them. So see yourself in a race. It doesn't matter if you come first, second, or third, but don't come last. Do not come last. If you condition your mind and look at it in that particular way, you realize that every single day can be a success for you. Because tell you what, in the beginning, God said, let us create men in our own image and likeness. And I can tell you that by doing that, he has successfully completed his objective. We are all success. The word success embedded in us. It's a part of our DNA. It's a part of our inclination. Success. When our mom and our dad go to bed to make love, to make a baby, the man released over 2 million sperm count in the woman. Over 2 million sperm count. And this is profound. This is deep. And I want you to listen. When the sperm counts release over 2 millions, the woman womb is like a acid. Just imagine you put in some infantry, which is soldiers, on the ground, and a landmine, just a land full of dynamites and bomb. That is what the woman womb is like, full of acid. And how many miles? Over 50 miles, those sperm count have to travel to reach its destination, to reach its success, to reach its aim, to reach that bullseye, to reach there. Many have faltered, many have fallen, many have tangled up in different parts in the womb. But tell you what, today, you are a winner. Yes, my friend, ladies and gentlemen, you are a winner. The word winner is on your forehead from the day you were conceived in your mother's womb. Not only that, you have become even another winner when she gave birth to you. So if you realize that in a nutshell, you realize that you have run the hardest race of your life and you have won. You have won the hardest race of your, it is very rare for a woman to be conceived with a twin. It is even more rare for her to conceive with a triplet, and the list goes on. So today, see yourself as a winner. Don't think about yesterday and don't think about tomorrow, but think about today. What are you going to do with today? I will tell you this, procrastination is a killer and is one of our biggest disease for progress. Procrastination, putting off things over and over and over. Yes, tomorrow I'm going to do it. Don't worry. When tomorrow comes, you know what? I still have some more time. I can do that. You know what? Okay, I'm going to still get it done. But tell you what, days have been passing by. And that's that one thing that you need to ignite in you is is
Karam, are you still there? I think we've lost Karam. Can you hear me, Karam? No, he's gone. He's gone. Okay, wow, but that was powerful. That was powerful. Thank you so much, Karam. I believe you're almost done, or you are almost close to be done. But thank you so much. What I'm taking from you is that we'll have to grow through the storm. Yeah, I think he's gone. He's gone. I don't see him. We'll have to grow through the storm, cultivate our mindset for success. That was powerful. Thank you so much, Karam. Yeah, today we're just running a little bit over time, so it's okay because we are here to help individuals out there to cultivate their mindset for success. So it's worth the reason, it's worth the wait. So I'm going to be the next speaker. And one thing I've learned from hosting this video podcast is to introduce yourself, because no one is out there to introduce you. So my name is Nompumelelo Riel Bunene, but you can call me Mpumi if it's hard for you to say Nompumelelo. I am an energetic professional speaker and author to Rise to Greater Heights book, which is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success. I believe that we're in full control of our choices. So my title, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. My everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. So Hebrews 11, Psalms 27, and Psalms 40, they just keep me to rise to greater heights. So our viewers on YouTube, please feel free, if you have any questions for any of the speakers who spoke today, put it in the chat box, and then we're gonna attend it once we're done with the presentation. But I just wanna double check if I'm in the right platform here. How many of you, with a raise of hand, can say that, Mpumi, I have never ever complained in life? Never ever complained in life. How many of you, if you're watching on YouTube, just put 5 in the chat box if you've never ever complained in life? Because you know what, sometimes in life we go complaining about everything. Or the weather is really bad today, traffic was worse than expected, my family drives me crazy sometimes, or the movie was really disappointing, you name it. Though whining can be a way to build an inspiration, it can also keep us from acting. And it gives excuses time to procrastinate from achieving goals. One thing I've realized is that we usually complain in the wake of a negative situation. And we tend to focus more on the problem than finding potential solutions. It is so much easier to complain than to find solutions. And individuals who whine on a regular basis, they're up to have a bad health. So next time we'll find you complaining that, why do pizzas come in square boxes? Yet they're round. And funny enough, they are cut in triangles. Does that sound like you? Yeah? Please write this down. Cultivate your mindset for success. Cultivate your mindset for success. Many of us tell ourselves that it's too late to change careers. Perhaps you're probably like me. You have too many goals in life that you want to achieve. Whether these goals are for business or just for your personal development, or you don't even have time to even learn something new. One thing that you'll have to do is to change your mindset. Change your mindset. How many of you, if I can ask, how many of you have goals and dreams that you want to achieve maybe in the next 6 months, maybe in the next 5 months, maybe before 2020 is over? Can you please write rise to greater heights in the chat box if you're watching? Rise to greater heights. Because the most important thing you can do is to embrace a growth mindset in your life. Let's say maybe you feel like at work, you feel like you're not even getting ahead. This growth mindset is the mindset that will allow you to dream big. This mindset will also push you, push the boundaries of your ideas to new levels. A growth mindset says you can do it. And the most successful people, they are happy to keep trying until they get what they want in life. But a fixed mindset, it says that the situation It is just the way it is. It will never ever change, even if you try. But with a growth mindset, you will be willing to try all kinds of strategies and techniques because you know that you will eventually get where you want to go. Can you just ask yourself at the moment that what's holding me back? What's holding me back from going confident in the direction of my dreams? What's holding me back as an individual? I know myself, I've been held back for so many years by fear. Fear of trying new things, fear of being judged, fear of what will people say if I try, if I do something new. And I've also been stuck in settling for a mediocre life. And also procrastination has been holding me back and distraction. So if you ask yourself, because I believe that it's so essential to assess your goals' progress, because your beliefs influence your outer behaviors and actions. When you adopt a glass half full attitude, it will start to guide you in everything that you do in life. Your mindset will reflect whatever information you feed it. Meaning that if you believe that you can succeed before you actually do it, you will eventually succeed in life. When you have a strong will to succeed, you will naturally direct your focus towards solutions rather than finding problems. That's why it's always key to fuel your mind with positive information every day. I remember Les Brown who once said that if you're watching the news, don't just keep on watching the news with all the negative vibes that it brings to you. Just watch the news in passing. In that way, you're going to be able to face the world with a positive mindset. Because I believe that we're in full control of our choices. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish all of your heart's desires. I remember Tony Robbins, he once said that your past does not equal your future. So learn to accept yourself as a human being. Successful people understand who they are and they know their strengths and weaknesses. I know that tough times are par for every cause of you to dream big, to do big things as an individual, because struggles make you stronger and struggles, they pave a way for you. And another thing that you'll have to do to cultivate your mindset for success is that finish what you've started in life. Honestly, finishing what you've started in life, it will just make a way for you because you always have a choice in life. Incredible things happen when you decide to take control. Truly successful people are very careful about choosing what projects to work on. And at the same time, they know that even though they are the ones steering the ship, they can also control themselves. So you won't see massive forward movement in your life and business as well if you don't finish what you've started earlier. Because successful people, I believe that we're all successful. They know that if they keep pushing, they will eventually reach their destination. How many of you, I remember, was it Colleen? I remember Colleen, she mentioned that you'll have to be willing to fail. So how many of you are not willing to fail? Just put 5 in the chat box if you are not willing to fail, because this is the number one reason some entrepreneurs don't succeed. Most entrepreneurs, they are not willing to fail. If your mindset is filled with all these negative outcomes and also fear, it can keep you from starting something new from the beginning. But with a positive mindset, you will think of problems as reasons to be creative and see failure as the opportunity to begin again and again. And I remember, I think it's Dolly who mentioned that you'll have to never stop learning. Like self-development courses can just help you as an individual while you're trying to chase after success. Because if you want to go far in life, you should never ever stop learning. There is this favorite quote that says that a thirst for knowledge is something that can never be quenched for. And my favorite book, it says that set your mind on things above, not on things on this earth. Set your mind on things above and not on things on this earth. So being aware of your mindset will allow you to be in control of your life. I so wish that you can tell yourself that right now, in order for me to cultivate my mindset for success, I'll have to be hungry. You've got to be hungry, like Les Brown said, that you've got to be hungry. But with me, when I think of hungry, I just envision this hungry lion in the jungle. This hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal come his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or you're just that small squirrel. But this hungry lion in this jungle, all he sees in front of him is lunch. Lunch. And it's so funny because even with elephants, when they see a lion, they just run because they also told themselves that if I see a lion, I have to run because I am a lunch to that lion. So I believe that's the mindset that we need to have in order for us to cultivate our mindset for success. Please write this down if you're watching. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. If I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you have in mind about yourself. I don't know what dreams you just want to achieve before the year is over. But here's one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. Many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that God has better plans for every one of us. Your objective is what you were designed for and the reason why you live today. I believe that if we follow God's strategy, we are all destined for greatness. You know, discovering your gift and following God's idea will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration is Les Brown, who once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what careers, and what books will die with you? And he also continued that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the dreams, all the visions, all the goals have been buried. You know, I really don't know about you, but with me, every time I listen to this message, it just gives me sleepless nights. And I am so proud today to introduce Rise to Greater Heights book before you. This is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, especially under these circumstances, under this pandemic. So this book, it has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. You can also get this book for a family member or a loved one who just need that inspiration to face the world with a positive mindset. The moment you get this book, you will see that Les Brown, actually, he wrote the foreword in this book. So you'll be able to explore leadership, empowerment, being purpose-driven, mentorship, coaching, mental health, emotional intelligence, resilience to greatness, single parenting, and many, many more topics, including spiritual growth. Because I believe whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Nompumelelo Riel Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. We're at the end of our podcast for today. So please feel free, as any of our speakers can jump in and share their final thoughts. And I'll just check if we have any questions on the YouTube channel, and we're gonna close the live chat. Thank you. Anyone who wants to jump in?
Yes, it was so wonderful connecting with each and every single one of you. I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry. I'm struggling a little bit now. And it was wonderful connecting with each and every single one of you. But most importantly, there was a common thread with each and every single one of us that spoke today. And it was really about waking up the giant within. And I love, and there were so many takeaways from every single one of you. And before you got cut off when you were talking about, you know, the millions of sperm that is being released in a woman to fertilize just that one egg, and to just think that you are the person here today for that. That's always fascinating to know that all that went through for you to be here, there is much purpose and promise to be fulfilled. Because at the end of the day, we all have potential. It's a matter of tapping into the potential and finding your niche, whatever that is. Finding your niche. You may not be everybody's flavor. Everybody's not going to accept you, but there's a group of people that are waiting to hear from you. And I know it's hard because we're in a very competitive world right now, but everybody has a voice, and God has given every single one of us an individualized message. There may be common threads in it, but because of our personal experiences, we know how to bring it. Culturally, I love hearing the Jamaican accent and the Irish accent, and to think that the world is really waiting on us, because right here was what I call a multicultural panel right here. And it just blew my mind that God has brought us together to show us that, hey, it doesn't matter where you're from. You have potential and you have promise on your life to move to your greatness. And I thank Les Brown for influencing and impacting our lives to jump. Sometimes you need a push, like that mother eagle that would push the eaglet out of the nest. So this was a great push. Thank you guys so much. I have so many takeaways from each and every single one of you.
Thank you, Colin. Before the next speaker take over, I think Daniel, he's watching us from Moscow. He has so many questions, like burning questions. The first question that he has, he's saying that, do you ever feel like test and you respond a certain way in your mind? I believe that he's like, do you ever feel like you've been tested? Or yeah, thank you, Daniel. Yeah, he says, do you ever feel like you've been tested and you respond a certain way in your mind? And then I'm just gonna read, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. And the other question is that, do you write a list of people you contact? I believe this question is dedicated to Carl. Yeah, it's to Carl. And then the other question is that, how do you recharge your energy through the day when you are constantly in multiple conversations with people and you are starting to get tired? Okay, I'm just going to repeat the questions and then the next speaker is going to take over. Do you ever feel like you've been tested and the way you respond to that test, the way you respond, it's a certain way in your mind? The other question is that, do you write a list of people to contact? And the other question is that, how do you recharge your energy throughout the day when you are constantly in multiple conversations with people and you are starting to get tired? So any speaker to answer that question can just jump in.
I'd like to answer the last question, only because I live it every single day. How do you recharge throughout the day when you're speaking to multiple people? Number one, you start your day off right. Number one, how you start is important. How you start will give you the stamina you need to sustain your day. And normally number one, eat a good meal. Always have energy. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Number two, mindset. You prepare your mindset for it, because it's especially if you're working in a company or you're managing or you're leading people. You have them coming at you all day long, and it becomes pretty overwhelming. What I personally do, I find quiet time throughout the day, because what happens is sometimes you become snappy and you become short and you're overwhelmed, and now you're projecting that energy on the people that you're supposed to be leading. It is important that you give yourself a break throughout the day. It could be a short bathroom break. Find a quiet time with just you to be in tune with you, to decompress. It could be for 5 minutes, you listen to your favorite song or some calming sound, but just you have to make time out throughout the day. And then there's also this thing we as leaders do is that we work, and we don't even take a lunch break. We want the people that we're leading to do it, but we don't do it. It's important that you take break, at least 15-minute intervals in between to recharge your batteries. It's really important because even if you're a parent here, you will know, even your own children, it gets on your nerves. So just imagine how adults constantly coming at you in high pressure situations. You need to learn to walk away, take some time for you. If you feel too pressured, literally said to the person, I'm sorry, can I have a moment? I'll get to you, but I just need that moment. Listen to yourself. You got to listen to yourself because it's building up. The pressure is building up, and you don't want that champagne cork bottle to go off on the wrong person. So take time for yourself throughout the day, 10 to 15-minute breaks. That's what I do. Find a little distraction. And that helps a lot for me.
Wow, anyone who wants to jump in, sorry, I'll have to stay muted because I have snow removers outside, so there's the noise. Yeah. Any next speaker to respond to the other question?
Yeah, sure. I can add to that,
Yeah.
Nampamela. Like exactly what Carlene said. Like find ways. Don't know whose question that was, but certainly find ways of replenishing your energy sources throughout the day. So something that gives you permission to just relax, if that's 15 minutes of meditation or whatever it is. The other thing too, though, is that one of the ways that I found I was able to maintain my energy much more effectively was to be less reactive throughout my day. There's this saying that is, plan the work and then work the plan. And my schedule is the most guarded thing that I have. And time is the one resource we never get back. So the idea of being frivolent with how I want to spend my time, really what that means, and this really came transparent when I had when my son Alex arrived just a little under 3 years ago, is that I suddenly realized that if I was frivolous with my time, I was making decisions not to be with him and not to hang out with him and my wife. And why? Because in the end, if I'm frivolous with my time and a 6-hour day turns into an 8-hour day because I'm frivolous with my time, that's 2 hours that I will never get back that I could be hanging out with a 2-year-old kid, doing puzzles and playing Bamo games and just having fun with him, right? Because he's a joy. Or going for a walk and exploring the world and uncovering rocks and looking at beetles and doing all the fun things that a 2-year-old does that you're like, wow, I forgot how fun this was. So be really cognizant and aware of that. You build a schedule. I build my schedules Sunday night or very early Monday morning. And it is, come hell or high water, I do almost everything I possibly can not to alter what my schedule was for the week. It doesn't matter what comes in. If it's an emergency situation, that's really the only thing that shifts. And, emergency means basically, severe in my life. So I'm pretty guarded with my schedule because I don't want to be frivolous with my time. So if you're running out of energy throughout the day, that could be simply because you're just involved in too many decisions. You're just involved in far too many decisions, and decisions take energy and focus. And if you can delegate, automate, like Carl was talking about, like find different resources to make those decisions for you, fracture out the decision-making process amongst a team with a system and a guidance and a set of core values and a culture for your companies or whatever you're doing. If you can remove a lot of the decision-making, you'll find over time that helps you stay in a far more energized state. So that's one of the things that I would recommend, is just remove decisions. I mean, we've been here almost 2 hours, and frankly, my business has had probably 35 or 40 clients come through the front door in the last 2 hours for our pet business. And I had one person come into my office and drop off a note. That was it. And it's not a decision, right? There's a team of people that have a culture and a system, and they're busy doing those decisions. So I have a saying, and this may resonate with that person or it might not, I don't know. But when my life really shifted is I made myself less important and more valuable. And as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as a person in life that you want to be at the peak of your game over and over, be far less important in your life and be far more valuable. Be involved in less decisions and be a better leader.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Do you want is there anyone who wants to take the other question?
What was the first question again, Pamela?
The first question, it says that do you ever feel like you've been tested and the way you respond to a certain, I think it's a certain question in your mind, do you ever feel like life tests you and you respond a certain way in your mind?
But you don't respond the way you want in real life? Like, I'm not sure what that, anybody else go with me? Like, I'm not sure what the question is. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, you have a.
Yeah, I think like you respond to that test in a certain way in your mind. I just don't know. Like he just posted, do you ever feel like, yeah.
I mean, I can touch on this for one quick second, then it looks like Chrome wants to jump on too. If anybody hasn't read this book, Man's Search for Meaning, this is arguably one of the best books about understanding how the brain works on the planet. And Viktor Frankl survived the Nazi concentration camps. He's no longer with us, but he survived those camps, and he's a psychologist. And he basically states, to put in really layman's terms, that between any type of action that happens and our reaction is a space.
Wow.
There is a space in time where we decide who we are. And that decision, in that tiny gap, a fraction of a second, 5 minutes, whatever it is, in that fraction of time, we make a choice as to who we are, what we give to the world, what we represent, what we are. And if that's what this gentleman is referencing, like you have something happen and you react in your mind and yet you don't react in real life the same way, it's about going, am I going to honor what's happening in my mind? Am I going to take control, right, and drive the car, or simply be driven? And I think that's an important, there's a space between anything that happens to us or around us and then how we react. And a lot of people skip over that space. They live in a highly reactionary state. They live, right? They skip over that space all the time. And when you want to reach, as we've talked about success quite a bit, and wealth not being the barometer of that, that's because we take control. We define what that success is in that space. That's how I feel. Sorry, Chrome, go ahead, my friend.
First, I must apologize for my cutoff earlier. My internet connection just ran me over. But yeah. But I'm just gonna add to what you said, Michael, because most of what you guys have been saying it's like a repetition of we saying the same thing in a different way. Okay. And so first and foremost, if we understand, as the gentleman was saying, and I don't think the gentleman structured the question the way we would like to respond to it, but we are just assuming that it structured it in the way that we are responding to it. So if you realize that you are acting in a pattern, okay. So again, I always said your mind is the blueprint. Your mind is a blueprint, and the blueprint is just a blueprint. That's it. So if you can understand that each thing that you think in your mind, either good or bad, you have the power to bring life to it. You can bring, and that is success. Because this world don't just need dreamers. This world needs practical people who can convert the mental capacity into a living action. So like with me, for example, and I try to be very cognizant of it. I try to be very, and it is something since lately I've been doing, where I try my best to use my mind a lot, but what is going to give me the result of my mind is my manifestation of my action. That's the only thing. So if you find yourself in a situation where your mind is telling you this, but your action is doing that, it can be balanced in a way, but it maybe take time. Not only that, sometimes we want to um, affiliate ourselves and associate ourselves with OQP. Les Brown taught me that. Only quality people. No man is an island and no man will stand alone. No matter who you are in life, you will never stand alone. Even if you're Bill Gates 2 times him, you will never stand alone. You need people around you. And people around you, 2 things people is going to do to you. When a person come into your life, we understand that your life is not the same anymore. It's not on that level anymore. 2 things will happen. It's either it's going to elevate or it's going to submerge like a submarine. But again, we have to be cognizant. A lot of times we allow people to come into our space and occupy that space and even contaminate that space. And without we even have the glasses to even recognize that our areas have been poisoned, has been contaminated with those people who you have let into your space. So all of even those things too, like, you know, like for me, when I'm going through because all of us, we're human, we're going through hard times sometimes. We're going through, because that's the way how we were wired, you know, we are not perfect. And oftentimes I find myself, I would reach out to one of my friends, you know, Kimisha Walters, or I would reach out to Yines. I would reach out to some people to help charge my battery, because I'm a portable battery. I'm not just a battery like a charger, just keep in. I charge my battery, I unplug my phone, and I walk with myself. When I need charging again, I need those OQP people around me to help charge my battery. So, yeah.
Amazing, amazing. That was powerful. Thank you so much. I believe we've answered all of his questions now. Yeah, I believe so. Thank you so much. Oh, Carl, I think he has a question for you for the networking part, and he was asking if you keep contacts. Do you write a list of people to contact?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm guessing he means in terms of like business or anything like that. So yeah, we have a whole spreadsheet of a list of names. We've got a whole email list as well. You know, I'm constantly adding people to the list. I'm constantly, you know, growing the list. I'm constantly networking. So yeah, I mean, it's your list in terms of business. They're all potential customers. They're all potential clients. So, just keep adding them, and then, you know, share your business with them. If they say yes, great. If they say no, great.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think this is the end of our podcast for today. So thank you so much, our viewers at home. Thank you so much for joining us today. So please do join us next week at the same time, same place, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you. Stop live stream. Yeah. Okay, now it's just